Oh là là, c'est formidable. Hello guys, my name is Mehdi and I'm your chef de cuisine tonight, your kitchen chief, and I'm going to teach you very nice recipes and also related to bushcraft, of course. Alors, so follow my channel, just enjoy the recipes which you can make yourself at home. Delicious. Hi guys, Mehdi here from Mehdi's Bushcraft and Self-Reliance. Well, I've sent the French cook away because I think I can do it better. And what I want to start with is to wish you a Happy New Year, Happy 2014. And I hope it will be a great bushcraft year for all. First of all, I'm looking forward to the Bushcraft show in the UK, which is at the end of May. And I hope to meet you there. Well, as I promised in my December update video, I wanted to do some videos on cooking, and I'm filming this at home because it's more convenient. It's also cold outside, but which I do in the kitchen. You can also do when you're out in the woods. And I was thinking about making some typical Dutch recipes, and maybe you can make some other videos with recipes from your country, and all together we can make a huge online cooking book for the bushcrafters. Alright, this is my kitchen, which is very small. If I reach my arm here, well, you see, I'm 180, so this between my my both hands should also be 180, and the kitchen's much left, maybe 150 or so. Very small kitchen. Over here I've stored lots of stuff on the shelves, and here's my fridge, and this is the walking space in between. Very narrow, but nevertheless I will try to cook in this small kitchen and teach you some new things. Okay, stay tuned. I really hate that my kitchen is so small, because it makes it more difficult to film, to take certain distance from objects. But anyway, I'll give it a try. What I'm going to make today is a traditional Dutch recipe with sauerkraut. We call it Zuurkool. And what I'm going to make is called Zuurkool Stamppot. I've got my own ideas, which I will add to it, to the traditional recipe. It's a very simple recipe. First of all, you need sauerkraut. And in the old days, people made their own sauerkraut. It's very simple. You take white cabbage, you can cut it into small pieces, put it in a big jar, and add black pepper, vinegar, salt to it, especially vinegar. Then you put a piece of wood on it with some heavy stones that compresses the cabbage, and then after a while, after a few months, you will have your own sauerkraut. I think it's a good idea for preppers. But I bought my sauerkraut in the supermarket. Nothing wrong with it. It's a very good sauerkraut. Next, we need potatoes. And that's basically it. You can eat meat with it, any kind of meat. You can make a nice gravy to put over it. but I take what we call a rookworst, which is a smoked sausage, and I will show you that later. I don't think you can get it outside of Holland and Flanders, but it's delicious. This one is made of beef. You also have rookworst made of pork, which is sold in one of the most famous shops in Holland, the HEMA. No commercials, but for people who visit Holland, you can try there. Okay, let's start. You need a large pan. Just put some water in it. Then you start peeling the potatoes. You can use a potato peeler, but to tell the truth, I don't like them. Still love these small potato knives. You just start peeling. And as you see, if you practice long enough, it gets almost just as thin as with a potato peeler. Just a matter of practice. And you take the potato and you cut it into pieces and throw it into the pan. Well, I'm going to finish this. You don't have to watch, so I'll skip this part. This is the last potato. I've done with it. Put this aside. What you've got to do now is washing the potatoes. I'll show you how much I have. And it's just slightly more than the amount of sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is 750 grams. I think this is 1 kilo of peeled potatoes. You have to wash and rinse the potatoes so there's no earth and other dirt in it or on it. Then you put them underwater, just half a centimeter underwater. And you put it on the fire. Have to adjust my cam, I guess. You can see, yeah, you can see. Okay, all you have to do now is to add some salt to it. Just a little bit is enough. Maybe a little more. That's okay. Depends on how much salt you like on your food. I'll put a lid on it so it will keep the heat inside. And I put it on a high fire until it's on a rolling boil. And then I turn it lower, but it still has to boil, of course. Potatoes normally take about 20 minutes or so. Well, I will use these 20 minutes to prepare the other things. What isn't in the original recipe, it's paprika, but I love it and I want to put it in, so I have to cut my paprikas. Paprikas, how do you say? I wash the outside first. So I slice it in half. And this I take out, the inside, because we don't eat that. feel like I'm still affected by the French accent. I don't know why. I've been practicing it. But somehow it remains. Okay. Then I cut it in half again. And now watch carefully, because what I see many people do, I put it like this, and now I want to cut it in slices. What I see many people do, they put their fingers like this, then they start cutting. But that's dangerous, because you can cut off your fingertips. Well, if you need some extra meat, it's okay, but I prefer to protect my fingers. So what I do is I put my fingers like this, and when I cut here, when I cut too far, I touch my fingernails, and fingernails are the protection of your fingers. My thumb I put on the back, not forward but on the back, otherwise I will cut my thumb off. And you know, if you cut something big, I don't have, well, let's use this as an example. Some people hold it like this, and you see what happens if you cut here. Now I will roll it over, I will touch my finger and cut it off maybe. So all the time you cut something, put your fingers like this, thumb behind, and then you can cut safely. Yes, okay. Okay, that's done. Second thing I love to add is pineapple. It's not in the original recipe, but I love pineapple in it. And I will tell you why later on. I've got a terrible can opener, as you can see. Come on. Well, I don't eat much food out of cans, so having a bad can opener is not so bad. Fingers are not long enough. Okay. Well, this is one of the things my mother always allowed me to do. That's drinking the juice like lemonade. I love it. Cheers. It's like going back to my childhood again. So the pineapple I cut into pieces. Just like this. As I said, the pineapple and the paprika doesn't belong to the original recipe. So you don't have to do that. But I just love it, guys. Now let's have a look at this. That's a sauerkraut. And it's delicious. Well, I can hear and see that the potatoes are boiling. Now it's still boiling, but I save some energy. If you want to know if the potatoes are ready, simply take a fork and when you feel they're getting soft, they're almost ready, which they are at the moment. So now I put the paprika in it. And I put the sauerkraut on top, because the sauerkraut is in fact ready to eat, but I want it to be warm as well. I leave it there for a few minutes. Then I take the sausage, and of course, as I said, you can take any meat you want. And I don't want to use the whole sausage, which is too much for me. So take only half of it, and I put it on top, also to eat the sausage. Can throw this away. The other half of the sausage I will put in my refrigerator so I can eat it tomorrow. Well, this only takes a few minutes, and maybe I put... Thank you. But maybe I forgot to tell you that when you buy your potatoes, there's so many kinds of potatoes. You need potatoes that get crumpy after boiling. That makes it much easier. I think it should be hot enough now. So I turn off the gas. I fold a towel and put it around so I won't burn my fingers. Turn this down a little bit. Yep. I put the lid like this and really press it. Then I can drain the potatoes and everything else that's in it. If you put it tight enough, the lid cannot go anywhere. It's stuck here. Okay. Take the sausage out. And for practical reasons, let's do this a little bit. I put the pan in the sink because now it's lower, it's easier to handle. I don't know if you have this instrument abroad, but as far as I know, it's typical Dutch or Flemish, and even our grandmothers used it. It's to mash the potatoes. Also, I need a spoon because I can mash the potatoes, but I can't reach all to the bottom, and that's because of the sauerkraut. Okay. What I do next is something, I don't know if you like it, but it's called sambal. Sambal is Indonesian, and the hot red peppers. I love to make it a bit spicy. It's not in the original recipe, but I simply love it. And then I put the pineapple in it. And you know, because the pineapple is sweet, and at the same time you use the sambal, the red peppers, and the sour what's it called? Sauerkraut, Zuurkool. It's in balance. You don't have to make this so complicated when you're staying in the woods. Just simply mashed potatoes with sauerkraut, that would be enough. But this is it. Okay, let's get a plate. This is ready to serve. And the sausage, which is hot. You see, I've made far too much for my own, but I put it in plastic boxes in the fridge, and I take it with me when I'm on night shifts. So that's why I made some extra. To turn the cam down a little bit. Yeah, there it is. What I used to do when I was a little kid and my mom made gravy, I put a hole in the middle. I put the gravy in here. But, as you know, I don't have gravy at the moment. And I take something else that I loved as a kid, which is, I believe you call it applesauce. Appelmoes in Dutch. add that to it. And I think this is delicious. And also the taste of applesauce brings me back to my childhood. Well, of course you have to see me eating it. Let's try. This is really delicious. You should try this at home. You can make the basic recipe or with the extra ingredients I had, like paprika, red pepper, hot pepper, what else? Pineapple, and of course the applesauce. I hope you liked my video, and as you saw I only use one pan to do everything, and that's what we usually also have in the woods, only one pan. So I wish you good luck, and well, maybe I use the wrong words sometimes, especially for the food stuff. If you have better words, or you know the proper English name for this recipe, write it down below in the comments, and so I will learn more English. Okay, thank you for watching, and I wish you bon appetit.